Soul family, how's everybody doing today? Let's get right into this. So I put out a live a few days ago where I was talking about the rumors about Chrisean Rock planning to unalive Chrisean Jr. And so a lot of you guys were saying in the comments that somebody needs to save Chrisean Jr. You know what I mean? And some of y'all were wondering if Blueface, when he gets out of jail, you know what I mean? Hopefully he come home and save his son. Some of y'all were also saying it's not Blueface's son. So, anyways, let's do a reading on that. Let's see if Blueface plans to come home and intervene in Chrisean Rock's parenting once he, gets out of jail. Now, y'all know, of course, though, before I start this reading, I need to put out my disclaimer. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Everything I state in this video is just my interpretation of the cards. Nothing I state in this video have been proven to be fact as of now. So now that we got that disclaimer out the way, let's get these cards shuffled and let's see if Blueface plan to come home and save the alleged son he has with Chrisean Rock. Spirit, does Blueface plan to come home and save Chrisean Jr.? Will Blueface get out of jail and help Chrisean Jr.? Okay, let's see. Alright, we're going to pull the cards because I feel the energy shifting. Will Blueface come home and save Chrisean Jr.? Let's see. Write it in the comments down below. Do y'all think Blueface is going to come home and try to help the boy? Or do y'all think he don't think that the baby's his? Alright. Alright, we ready. I'm ready to pull the cards. Alright. One more and then we're going to pull. Alright, here we go. Alright, y'all ready? So you got the Four of Cups in reversed. Let me see here. You got the Five of Pentacles. You got the Justice card. You got the Emperor reversed. You got the Harem reversed. Ace of Cups. I feel like Blueface do feel some sympathy for the baby. This is what I'm feeling like. I feel like it's a lot of things that he feel like, you know what I mean, is going on with the baby. He do feel sad about the baby. I don't know if he feels a fatherly bond towards him. I don't get the fact that he feels a traditional father bond towards the boy, but he does feel like, like I'm getting the feeling he does kind of feel like it's like she need help, and it's sad that of how she's not taking care of the baby, right? I feel like he feels like that. I feel like he regrets even dealing with her, like because the baby could possibly be his. You know what I mean? This is what he feels like, and he knows all the substance abuse that she did when she was pregnant with him, allegedly. You know what I mean? He knows that the girl crazy. He knows she's delusional. So there is a level of I feel sorry for this boy that is in Blueface's heart. He does got some sympathy for him. This is what I'm saying, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. Let me see here. So I think he does feel like he's the more level-headed one. He's the more calm one. He knows how to control his emotions better than she do. He does think that she's toxic and she's a toxic parent and that she's neglectful and a child abuser. Blueface don't think Chrisean Rock's a good parent at all. Allegedly, from what I'm saying in the cards. You know what I mean? I don't know if I get the feeling that he's anxious to come home and help him. But I think he does, like I said, feel a lot of sympathy for the boy. Let me see here. He's incarcerated. I think he really regrets being with her. You know what I mean? It's possible that this could be his son. Now, is it his son? I did a reading on that. Please check that out. You know what I mean? And Chrisean Rock's playlist on my channel. But he feels like, it was a stupid decision to even be messing with her around the time she got pregnant. You know what I mean? It was just a bad decision for her to get pregnant from the beginning. He knew that she was not going to be a fit mother, allegedly, from what I'm seeing in the cards, because he knew she didn't know how to control her emotions and she made stupid decisions. Allegedly, what I'm getting the feeling of in the card, this is how Blueface feel about Chrisean Rock. He knew she makes stupid decisions. She don't know how to control her emotions. She's not the most responsible person in the world. So she's not the best person to raise a child, allegedly, from what I'm seeing in the cards. This is how he sees things. He's been incarcerated. So he felt like that boy has been nothing, had nothing but trouble, and he hasn't had any stability in his life. You know what I mean? Allegedly, from what I'm saying in the cards, he does feel like the boy needs to be free from her and needs to be taken from her. Let me see here. He's been out the boy's life. He knows this. Let me see here. He's lost a lot of money. Let me see. There's a lot of. He feels like somebody needs to take the child. I still don't know if he's the one that planned to do it. I think he wouldn't. Even though I don't feel like he fully believes this baby's his, but I feel like if he felt like he needed to, he would still try to rescue the child, because I feel like his feelings is, well, he's still a child. I think there's a level-headed side to Blueface where he feels like, well, he is a child, and it's like he ain't asked to come here, and her dumb A word don't know how to take care of him. This is what I'm getting the feeling of, allegedly, so far in the cards. He knows, like I said, that all she cares to do is drink and be weird and not control her emotions instead of trying to be a mother. Just the way he looks at it. He just feels like she can't control her temper. She can't control her emotions. You know what I mean? She don't react right to the child. I think he is filled with a lot of criticism when it comes to Chrisean Rock. You know what I mean? Because he knows how she was when they were together. He knows that she was very immature, very scatterbrained, very much just irresponsible. He's the more level-headed one. I do think he's the better parent, but he's like, I don't know. Let me see. He has more resources than her. Even though he's been in jail, he still knows that he has more resources than her. Her family is messed up and she's delusional and crazy. She got childhood issues. You know what I mean? She's traumatized and she's selfish and self-centered and she's bitter, and he don't have nothing nice to say about Chrisean Rock from what I feel like. Let me see here. I feel like Blueface has been thinking about it and considering it, and he knows. I think he does feel like if the baby was his, he would just take the baby, because she's not. She would never be happy being a mother, and she would never be a good mother. You know what I mean? But I feel like there's that question of whether the baby's his or not, and he really does question that, whether the child is his. You know what I mean? He don't want to. I don't feel like he wants to take on somebody else's child, but he does got a lot of sympathy for the child as a child. Allegedly, from what I'm seeing in the cards, the truth will come out though. I feel like there's some truth that needs to come out surrounding this situation. I feel like there's uncertainty here too. Like I said, Blueface ain't sure that this child is his. If he was sure that the child was his, he would have taken it. He would have at least given the boy to his mom or somebody. Like, he would have took him away from her. But it's the whole question of, is this baby really mine? He don't think the baby his. Allegedly, from what I'm seeing in the cards, this is the feeling I'm getting from the cards, that he's confused about whether the child is his. Allegedly. So let's pull the oracle cards and let's see what the oracle cards got to say. All right. All right, one more and then we're gonna pull. All right, with Blueface and the baby. Yeah, I get the feeling that it was a thing where it's more of a, he still has this question of who the father is. All right, I'm ready to pull the cards. He do though. From what I feel like, he don't really like her. He can't stand her. He just thinks she's just so immature and she's so weird and she's so this and she's so that. All right, I'm ready to pull. All right, one more. All right, here we go. Let's pull the cards. All right, you got strength in reversed. The baby is not very strong. Let me see here. Reveal patience. He feels like he does have more patience for the child. I really think he is considering it. I think he does think he would take better care of the child. You know what I mean? Like I said before, is if that was his kid. And I'm not saying it's not his kid. I mean, like I said, I did a reading on it before. Go check that out. But what I'm saying is, he feels like the baby does need a lot of stuff, and he feels like he would be the better parent. He would take him if he was 100% sure he was his. Let me see here. I feel like Blueface is confident that he could like get the child some help, get the child some healing, get the child to like progress more. He could give him more love. He could provide more love and stuff for the child. He could take better care of the child. This is how he feels. You know what I mean? Chrisean Rock just cares about partying and her freedom and this, that, and the third. He feels like he already has kids, and he would take better care of that child, and he would probably be able to prove in court that she's not a good parent. I don't know. I'm getting the feeling that maybe he would try to take the baby, or at least he would if he thought if he was sure of the baby's paternity, because he's not happy with how she has been. And I don't want to keep repeating myself. He feels like we're under her care, the baby hasn't been thriving. Chrisean Jr. hasn't been taken care of. You know what I mean? But he felt like he could step in and do better. I feel like this is how he feels. You know what I mean? The baby isn't getting the care he needs, but I think he feels like he could get him it. I don't know, and I get the feeling that the baby would be more stable with Blueface, or at least his side of the family, allegedly, from what I'm seeing in the cards. He just really think Chrisean Rock is just a bombshell. This is what I'm getting the feeling that Blueface feels, that she's just really a hot mess and need to get her stuff together, allegedly. Okay, so you got death. I think he feels like if that child stay with her, he's gonna end up dead. I mean, I know you guys don't want to hear that, but I can't lie. No, because you know what I mean. There's nothing there to protect him. You know what I mean. She doesn't believe that anything is wrong with him. So like, yeah, if that child stay with her, he feels like that child's gonna end up dead. Even if the child isn't his, I think he still feels like somebody should step in and get the baby. Somebody, like, it should go to he should go to his family at least and get away from her. This is what I'm feeling like, allegedly, from what I seeing in the cards, that because she don't have the good instinct to take care of him, and half the time she don't even remember the stuff that he needs, allegedly. So, and like I said, I want to remind you guys, this is all alleged from what I'm seeing in the cards. So, to answer the original question, is Blueface planning to come home and take Chrisean Jr.? I feel like there's a consideration there, but he's not sure if Chrisean is his. If he was sure that Chrisean was his, yes, he would come home and petition the court because he feels like he could do better. But rather the baby's his or not, I think he feels like somebody need to get the child away from her because she's an unfit parent, or at least this is what I get the feeling of from the cards. Anyways, tell me what you guys think down below. Do y'all think that Blueface sees Chrisean Rock as an unfit mother? Do you think that he would take the child if he felt like the child was his? Do you think that he at least has some compassion for the child? Do you even think that the child is Blueface's? Write it down below in the comment section. Thank you, my beautiful soul family, for tuning in. I will see y'all in the next reading. Love you, my babies. You have a good one. Bye bye.